Hey, what up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Tyler.
And Mike, in this high school football video, is brought to you by our friends at Naples Rib Company. All of our football coverage is sponsored by Memorial Care, and all of our Wilson coverage is sponsored by Joel Batonio. Thanks to all our sponsors.
Before we get to the football action, let's go out to the Wilson rally stage for a very special dedication to our good friend, the late Keith Hansen.
Yeah, Keith was a legend at Wilson with the Long Beach Century Club. We were very happy to get to know him well. He was a dedicated guy to local athletes and sports. You can hear a little bit more about him. We were pleased to be joined by his wife, the wonderful Carol Hansen.
There's no better way to memorialize Keith than with school spirit, which you all did today. And my sister, who's a Wilson Bruin too, came up to me and said, this is amazing. Keith would love this, like seeing all of you here. So thank you. Have a great homecoming, and go Bruins.
Now to the gridiron, a huge game here between Jordan and Wilson here. Pretty good running backs in this one, Mike. Jordan Washington there in the gunmetal gray. On the other side, Leighton Scott V and Christian Chapman. They can definitely tote the rock for the Bruins. And this game is on site like WWW, Mike.
Always a weird game, Wilson-Jordan. Must-win game for both teams. And yeah, this is one of those JJ superstitions that's true. It's always weird when Jordan and Wilson get together.
No doubt. And we've got proof right here. First Jordan drive, they get it to J-Dub in space for a big gain there on the swing pass out near midfield. Then J.J. Nielsen going to fire it to Deontay Tucker. Number 12 had a big night. He was the favorite target on the outside, just kind of that security blanket. Then it's to Jake Bautista, also a big night for Jordan, down inside the 5. Nielsen going to punch it in on the ground as Jordan takes the 7-0 lead midway through the first quarter, and that drive is exactly what J-Town wanted to see the first time they got the football.
Had the feeling of a game where whoever had it last would win, and we'll see what happens. But Bruins to the ground game with Chapman, a great cut and a nice gain. Obviously, you knew that was going to be their bread and butter, was handing it off to Scott and Chapman. But Israel Poyer takes Chapman to Suplex City. Whew. The Bruins still driving deep into Jordan territory, though, Tyler.
Yeah, but that one probably didn't feel good. Scott would then finish it off with a short TD plunge to tie things up. It's 7 apiece, 10:47 in the second quarter. So, a little bit of a back-and-forth game, but pretty pedestrian start. It'll get weirder.
It will get weirder. J-Town can answer in a flash. The pitch to Jordan Washington, and it's a JWW. This one's going 85 yards to the crib to put Jordan up 14-7 midway through the second quarter, and that is the home run ability of the Arizona committed senior.
Yeah, you almost just have to hold your breath because at any moment he can take it the distance. But back and forth we go. After a good kickoff return, Chapman fighting for good yardage on the ground as he's able to answer back and get the Bruins going the right direction. Then Matt Cooper going to swing it over to Ian Bond to get the Bruins down on the doorstep. And the toss to their Haas. Open running lane for Chapman as he's going to tie things up again. 14 all, 4:20 left until the half.
Absolutely, this was what we expected from this game, the back and forth, the excitement. Great crowd there for homecoming for Wilson, but back comes J-Town. Nielsen on the rollout, fires it to Tucker, then he's going to fight his way down to the Wilson 10.
Yeah, it's back and forth we go. Nielsen with plenty of time here, surveys the defense, and he's going to hit Jake Bautista. Nice grab in the back of the end zone. 21-14 Panthers as we go into the half. Just a really entertaining football game and a really entertaining halftime. Shout out to the homies.
Wilson girls track team, that historic CIF and state championship that they brought home this year. Happy to see them get their rings, and also it's homecoming. Shout out to the entire court, but especially the king and queen, Landon and Dee Dee.
Yeah, this is always fun. Like, it's high school. There's so much more that goes into these games, right, with students and all the pomp and circumstance and everything. We love to see it, and we love when the homecoming king and queen know how to work the camera.
Absolutely.
Congrats.
Absolutely. Into the second half, there was some defense in this game. We promised. Sophomore Zachariah Salcedo with a couple of sacks, Tyler.
Yeah, 5'6" with 2 sacks. We love a company, man. So
get that man some Naples Rib Company. Thank you, Zachariah Salcedo. But Nielsen still making big throws. He's going to drop it in a bucket to Bautista on the left sideline. And then Jordan Washington going around the corner down to the Wilson 2.
Yeah, he's able to break contain there and set up another short touchdown run for Nielsen as he's going to go 4s up for number 8 as J-Town takes the 28-14 lead, 9:23 left in the third. Can Wilson find a way to go score for score? Well, yeah, because Leighton with the counterpunch a nice kickoff return past midfield, a theme of this game on kickoff returns.
Yes, then the deuce is loose, weaving his way down inside the Jordan 10.
So tough to bring that guy down. He's just real slippery, Mike.
He's slippery. Scott's powerful. Scott doing a great job blocking for Chapman as well, but then after running right most of the game, Chapman, strong side, left side, and he is in for the score that cuts the Jordan lead to 28-21. You did feel like Wilson was the team that was kind of hanging on. Jordan was on the verge of putting this thing away for most of the second half.
After a defensive stop, the Bruins have it back with a chance to tie now. Again, it's the ground game moving it forward. Thought they had a tying touchdown right here by Scott as he's able to power it into the end zone, but it would be called back for a hold. So kind of a gut punch there for Wilson, kind of takes the wind out of their sails. Then on the very next play, Chapman's going to get bottled up, and then afterwards, you'll see some extracurriculars, and that kind of started the tensions in this game as both sides were, a little bit chippy in the second half as the game wore longer, and it kind of started right here on this play.
Well, it's kind of a playoff game for both teams. It definitely had that feeling. You could see that they both knew how much this game meant, but Bruins have to settle for a field goal try, and it's just wide, so instead of the tying touchdown, the Bruins come away empty.
Now, the Panthers on 4th and 2, they give it to Washington, and he's going to weave his way for a nice gain down inside the red zone. Then on 4th and 6, Nielsen looking for it all. What a catch by Donovan Randolph. Oh my, through the contact, but he holds on. It's 35-21 Jordan. 10:53 to go. So is this where they get their separation here? Wilson needs to respond, and they come back. Cooper moves his blocker and hits Maxwell Barbie for a big gain the other way. But the Bruins do need a lot of things to go right down by 2 scores.
100%, especially when so much of your offense is reliant on the running game. But 4th down, they need the score. The heave to the end zone will be broken up. A huge stop for that J-Town defense in the 4th quarter, and now they really have a chance to score and take control of this game.
Yeah, they were feeling themselves at that point. J-Dub takes the little shovel pass and is going to pick up a nice gain to midfield. Panthers driving, 6:30 left, and they're up by 14. Thought this might be the exclamation point on the game. Washington weaves his way, uses his blockers, gets inside the pylon, 31 yards into the end zone. Sure felt like a dagger, Mike. 42-21 with 6:05 left to play, and J-Dub has a message for the people.
Yeah, he says, I'm him, and
Yeah.
you know what? Fair enough. He is
D1.
him.
He is D1 for a reason, absolutely. Chapman and the Bruins not giving up. They would drive back quickly the other way. Bruins love that toss, and Chapman loves scoring touchdowns, both shown here, as this makes it 42-28, 4:39 to go. So you're like, all right, Wilson's, they're not giving up, but still a pretty big hill to overcome here. Panthers now the other way, driving, looking to score, but not really running the clock out, Mike.
No, definitely, kind of leaving the door open here, and they did the one thing they couldn't do. It's a fumble. Caden Draper recovers it for Wilson, and the Bruins have life. You started to see heads picking up on that sideline a little bit. Some of those homecoming fans had left, but maybe they're starting to regret it at this point. Cooper buying time. Then he's going to hit Azan Tabari for a 1st down.
Then down that same sideline, a big gain for Thomas Jones. Momentum at this point certainly starting to wear some Cardinal and gold. Then Bruins on a screenplay. Bruins on a screenplay. Chapman's going to house it, and Wilson is now back within a score. 2:43 left in the 4th. Bruins also still have 2 timeouts. So crazier things have happened. They got that kind of window with the fumble.
Bruins going for the onside kick. They go quickly, and then Jordan recovers it and tempers Boyle over. Like we said, this game definitely chippy. You could feel both teams knew how significant it was. They needed to win this game if they were going to end up in the playoffs. But this does kind of set the stage for exactly how crazy the finish of this game was, because we were this close to it not finishing.
Right, it was intense. Panthers going to pick up a 1st down on the ground into Wilson territory, on the verge of running the clock out. Under a minute and a half left, Bruins need a miracle. Here comes Leighton Scott, punches it out, and he falls on the fumble, Mike. The refs are going to have to come in and talk about this. The video clearly showed fumble. The ref's going to discuss it, and they get it right. They say Wilson ball. You can see the crowd going nuts in the background. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, they were dead in the water, down 21 midway through the 4th. Now it's their ball with 1:10 left and a chance to tie or take the lead on 2nd down. This incompletion would have set up 3rd and 10, but a personal foul is called in the backfield, a big penalty to help the drive, Tyler.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you're up against time, you're up against the down and distance. The very next play, hanging with Mr. Cooper, and he fires a strike to Maxwell Barbie, 38 yards for the touchdown. Wow, what a moment for Wilson and that passing game. The sideline is going absolutely bonkers, Mike.
It's pandemonium, the miracle comeback. You see the crowd, the faithful who stayed going crazy up there, and Coach Meyer immediately says he wants to go for 2 and the lead. Bruins lined up for the 2-point conversion, but hold on. Jordan calls a timeout. The problem is they were out of timeouts. The refs throw their flags, but then they're going to have to go talk about it because Jordan coach John Nielsen says, hey, the ref just told me I have a timeout.
Right, so it sounded like there was a miscommunication and an error by the officials there, so they do award the timeout to Jordan. After a long delay, here comes the Bruins offense. They give it to their guy, Christian Chapman, and he is in for the 2-point conversion. 43-42, Wilson leads with 41 seconds left, Mike. Unreal scenes here at Wilson. I still can't believe it, and I was there.
Yeah, you have to appreciate that accomplishment, but then you also have to think about 41 seconds in this game, and did they leave too much time for J.J. Nielsen and that Jordan offense? Wilson goes pooch, but Amari Maddox swoops in and gets a huge return all the way to the Wilson 35. Talk about a game-changing play.
No doubt. First play of the drive for Jordan. Cruz Haven almost picks it off for the win, but a great pass breakup there on that play. Then on second down, the pass is going to be incomplete, but the story is in the backfield. Obviously, we don't have a shot of it, but roughing the passer would be called against the Wilson defense. So Jordan now gets a first down at the 20 and keeps things moving. Nielsen looking for it all, and he's got a man, Jake Bautista, the moment of your life. The Bautista bomb for the lead. Unbelievable. You can't script this stuff. Jordan's going crazy. The students, the cheerleaders. I mean, wow. What can you say, Mike?
I mean, in the span of 20 seconds of game time, they give the lead up, and then they get it back. They go up 49-43 with 25 seconds left. Nielsen with his 4th touchdown wants you to know that he is him. They got a couple of hymns over there in Northtown. Right. But Wilson's still got some life, now searching for their own second miracle. As Cooper scrambles, he fumbles, but the ball goes out of bounds with 2 seconds left. So there'll be one more pass.
Bruins need the Hail Mary, but it is shoeless Jordan Washington patrolling the secondary with the pass breakup. J-Town wins a classic here at Wilson. 49-43 is your final. What an unreal high school football game. Crazy finish. I mean, what an unbelievable day here, Mike. And J-Dub's got a stunt for the camera. You know how he does it.
Yeah, and I can't really disagree with anything he's saying to the camera right now. One of the craziest games we've covered in a long time. John Nielsen said biggest win for Jordan in a couple years. You'd certainly have to agree with that. This is one of those program-defining moments for them to come away with a win.
We're going to catch our breath to try to get some sleep after this one, but if you want coverage of the rest of the Moore League football season, definitely stay locked in right here to the 562.org.